Good morning, everybody. So today is our last day in Jerba, and by today is our last day in Jerba, I mean the next 10 minutes are our next day in Jerba. Basically, we're hopping in a van in about 10 minutes, and we're going to go all the way to our next destination. But before then, I have to run and get breakfast, because I don't think I can handle sitting in that van for that long without anything to eat. So let's hurry up and run before I miss out. So we've now arrived in a small town a bit south of Tatooine, which is literally the same name as the planet that was blown up in Star Wars. Cool. Right there on the mountain, we have a little fort, and I think we're climbing up there today.
There's some elevators, right?
You call them lifts in England. What are you doing? The best part about Tunisia is definitely the fact that there are just wild kittens everywhere. Look at this little kitty! I'm currently going for a little exploration trip through these really narrow and tiny little stepped areas of this little house out here. This is so cool. I mean, I'm sure the roofs don't need to be that sturdy. It doesn't rain much in the desert now, does it? Do I just bite into it?
Yeah, be careful with your teeth. There's
a pit.
Yeah. Do you like coffee?
This is Turkish coffee.
It's delicious, huh?
You love dates?
Yeah, I love them.
It's alright. I wouldn't eat this pleasurably, no.
No? Oh, I love them so much.
No.
Why?
Not a fan of dates. I'd rather just wait till marriage, really. So even when you're really far away, you can't really tell that people are living here because the rocks and like the houses are blend in completely with the desert. Also, they have these very cool sand roses, which are actually crafted from the rocks out of the wind. That's pretty cool. Just natural roses made out of rock.
Blue stands for water, green for the nature, and yellow for the
desert. And that is a free man in the middle. You guys just really love basketball. Basketball, right?
Yeah, when you're drunk.
Bon petit peu?
Petit peu?
Petit peu? So, I don't want to get a sunstroke like some other YouTubers. So I'm now going to wear a, what is this called?
Shesh.
A shesh.
Shesh.
Don't tell me to shush.
Shesh.
Cool. So this will hopefully keep my head out of the sun because someone noticed the top of my head is starting to burn since I just got a haircut. And I don't want to have another issue with my head like with Bali. I don't know if the food poisoning was food poisoning or if it was sunstroke or a combination, but now I think I'm fine. We're going to be hiking all the way up there now for a 45-minute hike up the canyon. If you're ever running out of time when on a desert hike, there's a lot right on the side. Delicious. We've now been hiking across this huge canyon range here for a good 45 minutes. Whew, getting very hot. And right over there is the new city. Also, even though my drone was taken away, it looks like they have a friend. That's nice. So I decided to climb a bit higher up the mountain to see if I can get a sick Instagram from up here. Whew, climbing up stones this small is so scary because it's like slip, slip, you're dead. But I've made it. But we got a little bit more to go. Let's see if I can find a nice shot. We're going to take off our shoes and go into the mosque. So the place that I'm in right now is known as the Seven Sleeper Mosque, which is actually quoted and referenced in the Quran. It's a very, very holy place, and so you have to take your shoes off before going in. Part of the mosque is a cave, and this part was built a bit later. Anyway, it's time to go get some food. Now gone back to the hotel and I meant to get another spa treatment, this one a bit more different. I heard it includes seaweed. We're about to go for a spa visit in this romantic looking bathtub. Let's talk about cultural appropriation. So as you saw earlier today, I was hiking through the Tunisian mountainside, and halfway through the trip, it turns out I was getting sunburn on my head, as noticed by my tour guide, and he said, "Do you want me to get anything to cover your head?" And at first I was like, eh. And then eventually I was like, okay, maybe I should, because I really don't want to get burnt again. It's embarrassing to get sunburned. And so he came back and gave me what is known as a traditional Berber shesh. Now, a Berber shesh is traditionally worn by Berber people from that area. There's a lot of cultural significance to it. There's no religious significance to it, but in the end, I was wearing this piece of clothing that was given to me by someone that was Berber, who wanted me to avoid getting sand in my eyes and also to avoid getting sunburnt, and therefore everything should have, for the most part, been okay with that. However, as the internet is the internet, there are people that aren't going to know many things, such as the word cultural appropriation, and therefore, if they see anyone wearing anything besides, I don't know, a cap, a baseball cap and a t-shirt, they can go, oh man, that's cultural appropriation. Which, to be honest, it's good to note when someone is doing problematic behavior, participating in problematic behavior, or if they're marginalizing a minority or a minority's culture and trying to make it their own. I understand that. However, I'm a big fan when I'm traveling of not, looking at people through a microscope from afar, from a telescope from afar. Like, I like to jump on in and join the culture. Like, I'm here to kind of appreciate, I'm here to respect other people's culture. I'm not here to look at it and pretend it's my own. I was very much respecting, I thought it was such a convenient piece of head garment anyway. The fact that when my head got sweaty and the wind blew, TMI, it was great. It cooled off my head. It was quite convenient. And then as soon as we left, I gave it back and I thanked the man. It was very appreciated. An interesting note about cultural appropriation is that most of the time when people are calling other people out for it, the people calling them out are usually white girls from America. I don't know if that's just every time that I've noticed this happening, it just happens to be that way. But in my personal instance, just recently, I actually got a couple of tweets and Instagram comments from people saying, oh, we wear a turban in my culture, and actually, it's completely okay what you're doing. However, just to note, just because one or a couple people say, that's okay, doesn't mean that they're speaking for their entire people, and yada yada, that makes sense, right? However, another interesting thing to note is something that one person said, which is, just because you're white, that doesn't mean you get to say what is and what isn't cultural appropriation. And I think that's a very true thing. However, it goes both ways. I cannot say what is and isn't cultural appropriation just as much as random white people from America can't just say, that's cultural appropriation. You can't say that. You're white. You don't know what is and isn't. So that's basically something that I wanted to talk about in this video. We have some actual content here besides the travels. So if you have anything to add to this discussion, maybe something to educate me on in this regard, are you from an area that traditionally wears a turban or a shesh? That'd be interesting to know about. So please comment below and we can just open up a discourse, because I'm definitely open to being educated about different things, as well as I hope a lot of you, if you didn't know about this, because before I came to Tunisia, I actually didn't know what a shesh was. I have heard of turban. I mean, that's just a very popular synonym for shesh. So yeah, it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts, but other than that, I think I'm gonna go get some dinner, so let's go. Oh, before I go get dinner, by the way, because I'm extra thorough, I did ask a lot of people their thoughts on this, people that live in Tunisia, and one of the people that I got to ask was the manager of the spa that I just went to, so here's some of that. So today I wore a shesh. Can you tell me about the religious references about the shesh?
Well, it's no it's just used to protect from sun, from the wind, from the sound. It's a kind of protection for to keep the hairs well, and now have some protein in the face because it's very sunny.
Very sunny.
Yeah.
Can anyone wear one?
Everybody can wear. Everybody, and especially you have many Europeans who live now in the south of Tunisia,
and they
live here.
Okay, thank you. Also, as a small piece of advice to myself as well as a lot of other people, if you ever get criticized or get something that happens to you, one of the best pieces of advice that I've learned from a book I read, and yet I still forget and I need to remember a bit more often, is to not immediately think about it or reply, but to just kind of push it aside and come back to it a little bit later, because at first you're immediately getting told essentially you are doing something wrong and your immediate reaction is defense. And what's the defense? Offense. And that's a really bad way to handle any situation, whereas if you take some time off, like right now I'm thinking very level-headedly, I'm like, oh, this is how I'd handle the situation now. So yeah, that's just a small piece of advice from someone that still is learning. And I'm back in my room talking to lots of different versions of myself, because that's, how I socialize when I'm alone in my room. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's travel vlog. Thank you for adding to the discussion if you have, and I hope that you have a great day. Tomorrow I am going to Tunis, the capital of Tunisia, and then the next day I'm flying back to London for a day before another cool trip. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Goodbye. I've gone into one of the buildings on the side. These doors are definitely not built for someone of my stature. Oh, hello. Hello. No, I don't know what to say. Nothing to say. Nothing happened here.